views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hola, everyone. Welcome to Open, the one and only show bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche every Friday. Here's what's coming up in today's show. Leading things off, we'll learn about an initiative encouraging anchor institutions and East Harlem residents to buy from their local businesses. After that, we'll hear about the Celebrate You Vision Care event, raising funds to help build an adaptive playground for a school for the blind in the Bronx. Then we'll find out the details behind the Fire This Time festival, featuring diverse plays written with unique perspectives on life. And later on in the show, Bobby C brings us up to date with the latest headlines in the world of sports. And finally, New York's very own Track 7 band joins us for this week's Open Artist Spotlight. So sit back y prepárate. All this and more is coming your way, because now we are officially open. Welcome to Open, everyone. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche, always inviting you to get social with us online. That's right. Tweet us and follow us on Instagram at BronxNet TV, or like us on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. And of course, don't forget, while you're there, follow moi on Twitter, Instagram, FB, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Insta Stories at Rhina Valentin. So, according to the 2016 East Harlem Commercial District, it needs assessment. A total of $804 million is spent outside of the neighborhood each year by Harlem residents. So the East Harlem Community Alliance are in the works of changing those results with the Buy Local East Harlem initiative. And the mission of the initiative is to assist small businesses by encouraging all East Harlem entities and residents to purchase goods in East Harlem. And joining us now to tell us more about this project, we welcome Union Settlement Project Manager Michelle Cruz. Hello and welcome.
Hi, Rhina. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for the wonderful work you are doing to make sure that people are aware of their merchant neighbors. So let's talk a little bit about, this initiative and why it's so important for us to just sustain the economy within the immediate neighborhood.
Yes, so the Buy Local campaign is a current campaign that we're working on to, as you mentioned, to assist the local businesses to become suppliers to the larger institutions like Mount Sinai and Metropolitan. And it's pretty much keeping the money in the local economy to ultimately help small businesses impact their bottom line, create overall wellness, and increase jobs in the community. So what we're trying to do is galvanize the community and keeping them thinking local first.
That it's so important, right? Because we live in this world where everybody's really quick to kind of do their online shopping online and or do business with people online, never having met them, never having a conversation with them. And so not only does it, create this generation of finances within the immediate neighborhood, it builds community.
It does, and it preserves the culture in the community, because the small businesses know your family. They're the ones who sponsor the Little League games, the trips, the summer camps, and so there is this relationship building with family and culture, and supporting small businesses preserves that culture.
So how is it that we're going about doing this?
So 4 ways. One is building capacity, which is assisting with streamlining operations, assisting the businesses with the financial data. Because what we're finding is that businesses who've been in business for years, who have a great craft, a great product and services, what we're finding is that they're struggling with knowing how much money they're actually making. They know they make a profit, gross profit, but a net profit. So assisting them with their financials. also helping with the marketing.
Okay, so just to go back a little bit, when you say assisting them with their financials, what do you offer? Programs and training, or are you offering somebody who's a specialist in finances? Because that's probably the most crucial reason small businesses struggle is because they don't have the language of finances, is what I like to consider it.
Yes, so especially with this program, what we found is that there's a lot of resources for the startups. So when you've been in business for a few years, we find that they're struggling to grow to scale. So what we've done at Union Settlement's Business Development Center is assist them with classes on accounting, financial management, with coaching and mentors who've been in business who have merged and acquired businesses, helping them with their staff. So we offer courses, workshops, and mentoring and coaching.
And so, how does someone become involved, like, or become a member, or what's the criteria in which they have to meet in order to become an East Harlem Community Alliance member and or take the courses?
So the Business Development Center, anyone's welcome who has a business idea, or who's been in business. Our program, the Buy Local program, are for those who are ready to scale. So those who've been in business for a few years and are ready to offer their services on a bigger scale. So if it's catering and they do catering for 20, 50, those who can serve 100 or 200, or business who's ready to move to the next level.
And I recall coming across something where they can become certified, right?
Yes.
In catering, is it?
So no, what we're working on is minority women business enterprise
Oh, we had
certification.
the face
Yes.
of minority women business enterprises on last week, so it's great that we're bringing this up again because it's this is for the women.
Yes. So
We love talking about that.
So our focus is because what the city and state has done has increased their no bid contract from 20,000 to 150,000. So we're trying to get as many women certified as possible so that they can become vendors for city contracts and get city contracts.
And so you're helping out with that as well?
Yes, so we have workshops and classes. So there's trainings that Small Business Services does, and what we do at the Business Development Center is go one-on-one with them to help them with the paperwork.
And so they have to be in business for how long?
At least a year.
At least a year.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. And so where do people reach out for that particular assistance?
So they can reach out directly to us at eastharlemalliance.org, or the Union Settlement Business Development Center is located on 205 3rd Avenue, East 3rd Avenue.
Okay, so before we go, I know there's a meet and greet coming up, and
Yes.
That's a lovely gathering that you put together. I've attended, where you have all these different businesses and elected officials, and everybody's kind of under one roof, just kind of networking.
Yes, so that's happening this Tuesday at 5:30 in Sapora Restaurant on 116, 117th and 1st Avenue. And what the meet and greet is just being really intentional about the relationships between the merchants and the institutions. So creating that foundation to build longevity with clients and creating sales for small businesses.
Right, so that there's that relationship established and that there are basically doing business internally.
Yes.
Well, not internally, but just locally.
Locally,
Yes,
yes.
locally. And so anybody can attend that?
Yes, anyone who can attend who's a business owner and, like I mentioned, who's ready to grow, who's ready to scale. And what I mean scaling is just serving a bigger clientele in mass.
Okay, so once again, that's happening on Tuesday,
Tuesday at 5:30.
5:30 p.m. at Sapoeira.
Sapoeira.
Sapoeira,
Yes.
which is a new restaurant, right?
Yes.
On 116, 117, the First
First
Avenue.
Avenue.
And if anybody wanted to reach out, they would go to your email. Whose email would they?
They can contact me. My email is mcruz@unionsettlement.org, or they can go on the website eastharlemalliance.org and the Buy Local, and they'll get contact information on how to reach out to us or come see us.
Yeah, wonderful. That was a lot we went through, so I hope they were able to. I hope you were sitting with a pen and paper, because that's wonderful stuff. It's great that you're offering this. I mean, we're empowering our community through business and making sure that the money stays within the immediate environment, right? So
Absolutely.
I like the term financial wellness. All right, thanks, Michelle. All right, you
you.
guys, once again, for more information on the Buy Local East Harlem initiative, make sure to visit eastharlemalliance.org, or you can go to unionsettlement.org. All right, we have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll hear about a fundraiser benefiting a blind school in the Bronx. Don't go anywhere.
are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. Don't forget, we're always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNet TV, and while you're there, tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. So Celebrate You is an inspirational organization that is all about celebrating people along with other charitable services. And this year, the organization has decided to hold a vision care fundraiser that will help provide a new adaptive playground at Lavelle School for the Blind. And here to tell us more about the fundraiser and what we should expect, we welcome Celebrate You founder, Dea Diaz.
Hi.
Hello and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, congratulations to you on this social media initiative that's kind of taken on a life of its own, right?
Yes.
So we live in this society where, like, I guess everybody's kind of like letting things out from the Me Too campaigns or Time's Up, and it's kind of like, I get it, there's a decompression and there's this truth factor in just releasing, but we're not really seeing too much of the celebratory aspect of it. So let's talk a little bit about what inspired you to just kind of counteract all the other initiatives that have been making the airwaves.
Okay, so it started back last year. I had to do an emergency eye surgery. I was told I had detached retina, and I had to cancel my birthday cruise with my son, and I was devastated because, I had to heal. And so I kept asking the doctor, well, when can I celebrate my birthday and my son's birthday? And he kept pushing it further because I couldn't move. So he said, why are you trying to celebrate your birthday? You should be celebrating your vision. You almost went blind. And I said, you're right. So I created a day in November where everybody can come and just celebrate something about themselves. Not even, it didn't have to be about your birthday or just anything. And it just started on social media and it became a movement. And every month we celebrate, and
Just in revisiting the short story you just shared, when you went to get your eyes checked, did you have vision problems prior to that?
No, I wear glasses, but I didn't know what detached retina was until they explained it.
So basically what you're saying is that you went to the doctors and then it's just something they discovered and you ended up having to have an emergency
I went
surgery.
to get new contacts and glasses, and they saw something in my eye, actually my right eye, and so they sent me to a specialist, and he saw in both eyes I had detached retina. So when your retinas are detached, you can go blind. So they lasered this one, and then it was this one that was far gone, and they had to do emergency surgery. So 2 days later, I was on a operating table.
Wow. Wow. Well, blessings to you.
Thank you.
Yes. Blessings to you that you caught that on time.
Yes, yes.
Right? Because you were just going for a regular checkup.
Yep, yep.
And so, all right, so you had to postpone the celebration of your birthday.
Yes, and my son.
And your son's birthday, but, look what came out of it, right?
Yes,
now,
yes.
Not only is your eyesight healed, right?
It's healing. I
It's
still have
healing.
more procedures.
You're still okay.
Yeah.
And now you have this wonderful initiative that seems to be taking off.
Yes, yes.
And now you're going to be celebrating raising funds for a school of the blind. Now, let's talk a little bit about why you chose to raise funds for this school.
So it's an untapped community, and I got introduced to the community because of what happened to me. And I was inspired by the school. I didn't even know they had a school for the blind in the Bronx. So, I called them up and I said, is there anything that you need? I would love to fundraise. And they're excited. They want to do an adaptive playground for the students. So we created this fundraiser, and I asked La Reina del Barrio to, partner and create, and just a lot of organizations jumped on board. So we have Karaoke Royalty, we have Mott Haven, they donated their space, the Bar and Grill, sorry, Ponce Bank.
And BronxNet.
And BronxNet, yes.
That's
oh,
right.
Thank you.
Everybody just kind of jumped right
Jumped in. So we're excited.
Well, you know, it's a great cause.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great cause, an adaptive playground. However, we're going to have fun in the process.
Yes, we're going to do karaoke singing.
Right.
We're going to have a ceremony to award
one of the parents, right?
Yeah, the PTA president.
Right.
I don't know if she knows. Maybe if she's watching, she knows now.
There goes that surprise.
Sorry. Mingling, special guest speakers. So yeah.
And Metro Optics is also going to be on site doing some free eye exams and, and sharing some just eye advice, right?
Yes. Oh, and they're one of the sponsors too.
Right,
Metro
and Metro Optics, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and this is going to be on Sunday from 3 to 7. So it's not like a late shindig, you know. And children are welcome too, by the way.
Yes.
And children are welcome. And the Mott Haven Bar and Grill is kind of like, that's becoming the hot spot again. I mean, it was a hot spot before, but it's a hot spot again. And the ladies running it are doing a fabulous job. So what do you want to share with anyone who may be watching with just your experience and just even the Celebrate You campaign?
So just, I would say to get your eyes checked. You don't have to be someone who's struggling with eye issues. This can happen to anybody. I caught it in time. I could have been blind. And just the Celebrate You movement, I would say, celebrate yourself at least once a month. It's really good. It's inspiring. And yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I look forward to it. And so the way Celebrate You is spelled, it's spelled with an 8 because it's the 8th of the month in which she asks everyone to celebrate. You don't just have to celebrate yourself. You can celebrate other individuals. Yes. And you can celebrate small milestones, right? I know in your description you say, oh, if you lost 5 pounds or if you gained 5 pounds, because, you know, what's good for one is good for the other. And then, of course, anybody you just want to acknowledge, right? Because we tend to honor people and recognize according to just the national holidays. So I like this. I like this.
Thank you.
And so, so how do they do that? They follow the Instagram. How exactly?
They can follow Instagram or any Facebook. You can just hashtag Celebrate You and just put whatever you want to celebrate. So you can post a quote, you can do a video, you can post a picture of somebody that you admire, want to acknowledge, just anything and celebrate. There's no rules.
Right. Well, the idea, though, is that they hashtag Celebrate You.
Yes.
And then Celebrate You reposts it. So that it just keeps... I guess mobilizing the Celebrate You factor, and then of course we send all this wonderful energy into the the World Wide Web, counteracting all the other distress and all that other stuff that's going on. It's a little busy on Instagram, so it's really refreshing to have something that's just shedding light on just everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you. And you guys, for the Celebrate You karaoke fundraiser that's happening on Sunday. I'm going to be there too. Yes. And that's April 29th, this Sunday, April 29th from 3 to 7 p.m. at the Mott Haven Bar and Grill at 1 Bruckner Boulevard in the Bronx. And for tickets, you can visit eventbrite.com/Celebrate8YOU Eye Care for Vision fundraiser tickets. And that was a mouthful. You can just Google it. All right, we have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll hear about a playwright-driven festival you don't want to miss.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah. Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Hello, welcome back to Open, everyone. You know, always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNet TV, and while you're there, tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. So the Fire This Time Festival was founded in 2009 to provide opportunities for up-and-coming African-American playwrights who have a passion for showcasing stories on stage. And this particular festival allows them to produce material that reflects diverse perspectives as 21st century theater artists. And joining us to tell us more about the festival, along with upcoming shows, we welcome associate producer and director of the Fire This Time Festival, writers group A.J. Muhammad, along with with actor and writer Sean Neighbors. Hello, gentlemen, and welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Yes, and thank you for the work that you do, and thank you for the consistency, right? Because that is where the reputation is established. And so, shall we begin with you, AJ, and let's talk a little bit about how you became involved and how you wound up with this role of associate producer.
Well, so the festival started in 2009 to provide a platform for playwrights from the African diaspora. Because at that time there weren't that many opportunities for playwrights for African American or playwrights from the African diaspora in the New York City theater community. So the Fire This Time Festival was created to be a void and to fill the void rather, and to create this opportunity to showcase and to be a springboard for playwrights from the African diaspora. I joined the festival, I want to say, about 5 seasons ago. And I began to take on more and more responsibilities as an associate producer. The festival was founded by Kelly Gerard, she's an African-American playwright, and 2 other producers. And so the festival started out as a one weekend event, and it was sold out. And based on the feedback from the audience, the festival expanded to a 2 to 3 week annual event that happens each January, and it's based in the East Village.
In the East Village.
In the East Village,
when
yes.
you started out as a writer?
Actually,
like you came in as a writer, or you came in as a producer?
Actually, I came in as a supporter of the festival, and I have a background in audience development and also doing dramaturgy as well. So I came on board as a producer, and I was as an independent theater company, everybody has to wear different hats.
Oh, I know, I know. Trust me, I know. But you've succeeded in everything you've put your hands on thus far, from what I understand. I mean, you implemented a pilot program, right?
Yes.
That's now supported by the Rockefeller Foundation.
That's correct.
That's lovely.
Yes. So that was for a different project, but yes. So I'm getting to work in audience development and arts administration. So that's my background.
Yeah, shout out to Nada Martinez, who helps you
absolutely.
out with that as well, right?
Yes.
And so, let's talk a little bit about you and your, I guess, involvement. Is this your first year, Sean?
This is my second year with the Fire This Time.
This is your second year. Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
And congratulations on the story you've chosen to tell. I read a little background on it. Do you want to share it with our audience, because it's a very sensitive topic?
Absolutely. So I'm developing a screenplay. It's called Malcolm, and basically it's a coming-of-age story that follows this character Malcolm as he navigates New York City as a young queer African-American actor. And it's really about him like navigating life, love, and art during the late 1980s. And so, you know, during that time, the crack epidemic and the HIV epidemic are like rampant during those times. And so I wanted to highlight how those issues impacted the Black arts community, which is something that I feel like I've never really seen before.
So you said screenplay, right?
It's a
But yeah,
screenplay.
you're mounting it as a short play within this festival.
So the
Yeah.
festival, they allow room for us to develop screenplays or plays.
Right.
So in addition to writing plays, this one is a screenplay, so it will be a movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, so is it presented as a staged production, even though it's going to be transferred to a screen development? Is that how it's done?
Yeah, so it's going
That's
to be
lovely.
it's a
So
stage reading. yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
It's going to be a stage reading.
Mhm.
All right. No, I do understand that a lot of your writers end up in television and
Yes.
film and are quite successful.
Yes. And I wanted to add something to what Sean was saying. In 2015, the Fire This Time Festival created an initiative called the New Works Lab, which was which, in addition to the annual festival, the New Work Lab would give playwrights the opportunity to develop plays, screenplays, web series. So no matter the genre, playwrights or the dramatists would have the opportunity to develop a project. And this is the first year we're doing readings of the entire project, of the projects in its entirety. So this season we have four playwrights, including Sean Neighbors, who will be presenting works that they developed during the New Works Lab, which I co-direct along with Cynthia G. Robinson.
Nice. How safe did you feel? Right, because that's a big deal.
No, yeah.
I can see it just in like, and I can see you like almost like a proud papa. You know, I mean, I know he's not, but you know, just the energy when you're working together like that in development.
No, I felt very, very safe. Like from the first year, I felt like I went to grad school for acting. I'm an actor, but I feel like after that, it's really been grad school for like writing and finding confidence in my voice. And the Fire This Time, they really allowed me the space to explore and express myself and really let go of any type of shame that you might experience. So it's been really, really good. I feel very safe.
So was your process freeing in the sense of doing like acting games, theater games, acting? Was that incorporated into your development? Just because you're a theater, it's a New Works Lab, so I was just wondering what the process is.
Not so much theater games, but I think really the safety came in like every week we come in with pages. So like 5 to 10 pages that you've written, right? And everybody else.
But you read it in front of everybody
Yep,
as a
everybody's
group?
reading it as a group.
Okay.
And so for me, like you come like, oh my God, I've written this, what are they gonna say, right? But I've always gotten really good, enriching feedback. And so that's where the safety comes in. Like whatever anxiety I feel affirmed by the end of the session, so.
Well, I mean, when you write, even though you're writing a character, it comes from a personal place, right?
Absolutely.
So how was that for you?
Yeah, it's interesting. The last play that I wrote, my sister came to it and she said that she saw like my mother in there, she saw me in there. And as an actor, I started writing. I've been writing, but I write a lot because I want to create more opportunities for myself as well. So it's like scary to put yourself out there, but it's also like affirming to know that like, wow, my voice does resonate and it can connect with a lot of different people. So.
Yeah, I acknowledge you. You know, you have an impressive theater background, and the fact that you've chosen to be the voice, right, which kind of loans itself to say, you know what, I'm coming in authentically. Yeah, I feel it. Awesome, awesome. So before we go, let's talk about the dates of the festival.
Yes.
And thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
And the other performers too.
Yes. Okay, so next week we are presenting readings that were developed in our third cycle of the New Works Lab, in which Sean Neighbors is a member. There'll also be stage readings of 3 other projects. There's a play called Decisions by Terrell Bennett, and that's going to be next week Thursday. And then Sean's reading is Thursday night, and then on Friday we have the reading of 2 other projects. One is a play called Bastardus Eclipses by T.R. Riggins, and then we have another reading later on that Friday night of a play called White Mountains by a playwright named Maya Matsushita. And then in January is when we have our annual flagship festival, which includes a fully produced 10-minute play presentation, readings of full-length plays, a kickoff panel discussion, and other events.
This is wonderful. This is wonderful. Thank you so much for coming and sharing it with our viewers. And so if they wanted to get tickets, where would they go online?
So they would just go to the Fire This Time Festival's website. It's firethistimefestival.com, and all of the information is available on the website.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
AJ.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you. It's
Yeah,
a pleasure.
congrats.
Thank you.
Break a leg, that's what they say. All right, once again, you guys, the Fire This Time Festival, New Works Lab, is a 2-day event that's taking place at the Sheen Theater on 18 Bleecker Street in New York on Thursday, May 3rd at 4:30 p.m. and at 7:30 p.m. and Friday, May 4th at 5:30 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. And for additional information, you can visit firethistimefestival.com. All right, we have to take a quick break, but stay tuned. Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup is coming up next.
150 over 90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a stroke are far from invisible or silent. If you've come off your treatment plan, get back on it, or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
This is Bobby C. at Yankee Stadium, where the Bronx Bombers have promoted their top prospect. Welcome to the big show, Gleyber Torres.
I feel happy. Also today for Miggy, also Severino too. The bullpen, good game for all today, and try and win is the most important.
First step out, I thought he was really anxious, really excited. You could tell probably the nerves and kind of jumping out there pretty hard, but really settled in.
There was plenty of buzz for Torres here on Sunday at Yankee Stadium, but it was one of the other Yankees' top prospects, Miguel Andujar, who had 4 hits in the win.
Siempre positivo. Keeping a positive mind, a lot of communication with my hitting coaches, watching videos, correcting the little things here and there, and I think that has been the key.
It's hard not to be excited here in the Bronx, and Yankee manager Aaron Boone was no different. He talked about the promising future for this organization.
We know we've got 2 really good players. It's just a matter of, when they complete their development and they're showing Gleyber with an earned trip here now, and Andujar as he's gained traction. I mean, they're earning their time.
At this point in your career, did you ever think you'd be the oldest guy in the starting lineup?
I actually made that joke earlier. I was used to being the youngest guy. I mean, obviously it's going to change, but I mean, I was 22, 23 catching 40-year-olds, and now I'm almost 30, and I had to laugh about it. I think one of my friends texted me, "Hey, you're the oldest guy in the lineup. How does that feel?" And it creeps up on you, but. It just speaks volumes to our team that we got a lot of young youth, and our development's doing a great job with them all, and you're seeing it come to fruition now.
Celebr8YOU good. Although the rookie was held hitless Sunday, Torres has gotten better with every game since. He has 6 hits over the last 4 games. With a double on Wednesday, the 21-year-old became the youngest Yankee with an extra base hit since Derek Jeter, the former Yankee captain, doubled on June 3rd, 1995, just a few days before his 21st birthday. The Bronx Bombers won the final 2 games of the series with Toronto Saturday and Sunday, and then swept the Minnesota Twins Monday through Thursday. Nothing gets the Yankees rolling like Minnie. The offense came alive the last 4 games, including Thursday's matinee before the West Coast trip. It didn't matter that the Yankees had no hits in the first 5 innings Thursday afternoon at Yankee Stadium, or that they still had just 3 hits entering the 9th. All that mattered was that Gary Sanchez came to the plate against the Twins closer Fernando Rodney and rocketed a 3-run walk-off home run into the left field seats, giving the Yanks a 4-3 win and extending a 6-game winning streak for the Bombers. Mets fans were buzzing through the first 2 weeks of the season of April. But you look at the standings now, and the Yanks, despite a rough start, are 15-9. The Mets, who started so hot, are still in first, but are 15-8, 4-6 over their last 10 games. The Pinstripers are 8-2 over their last 10 games, including an 11-5 mark on the season right here in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium. The Mets bullpen faltered against St. Louis Thursday, hungry for a strong starting pitching performance after a string of mostly poor ones. The Mets seemed to receive what they were looking for from Noah Syndergaard, of course. However, in what is becoming a common theme, the Mets bullpen then made sure it wouldn't matter. Closer Jeurys Familia coughed up the tying run in the 10th, and the bullpen surrendered the game winner in the 13th. Mets fall 4-3 and a walk-off loss to the Cardinals. 4-3 walk-off win for the Yanks, 4-3 walk-off loss for the Mets. Baseball, a long season, folks. The Bombers are in Anaheim tonight. They begin that series without first baseman Tyler Austin, who has looked really good. Austin doesn't look like a guy who needs a day off, but the Yanks know he's about to get a few of them. While Major League Baseball cut Austin's suspension for inciting a benches clearing incident April 11th in Boston from 5 games to 4, he'll have to start serving it tonight against the Angels. Mets are also out west. They are in San Diego. Starter Jacob deGrom toes the rubber and goes for his 3rd straight game with double-digit Ks tonight versus the Padres. The NFL draft was as big as Texas last night. I can't remember a draft in recent memory with more intrigue leading up, and honestly, the draft did live up to expectations. Those big 4 quarterbacks were taken in the top 10, making some history along the way. But you had Josh Rosen falling to number 10 in Arizona, while the Heisman winner, the best quarterback of the 4, in my opinion, as I've been saying all along, went number 1 to Cleveland. Baker Mayfield is a 2-time walk-on in college football, and now he'll try to resurrect the lowly Browns. Plenty of questions about his makeup, see the police video, and his athleticism. But statistically speaking, he was the best of the 4 QBs that could all become middle-of-the-road guys in the NFL. Despite the Big 12's reputation, Mayfield faced stiffer competition than either Sam Darnold or Josh Rosen last year. The adjusted defensive QBR of Mayfield's opponents, weighed by his number of action plays against them, was 44.8 last season. By the same method, Darnold and Rosen's opponents' defensive QBR was 47.4 and 50.9 respectively. The lower the defensive QBR, the better the defense is at stopping opposing quarterbacks. Darnold, of course, would go to the Jets at number 3. More on that in just a moment. Josh Allen went to Buffalo with the 7th pick. Meanwhile, choose to agree or disagree with me, but the Giants got the best player in the draft Thursday night in Dallas. Big Blue added another weapon to their offense with the selection of Penn State running back Saquon Barkley with the number 2 overall pick. The Giants add Barkley to their stable of playmakers on offense alongside Odell Beckham Jr. and Evan Engram, where he should serve as the franchise back the teams lack since Ahmad Bradshaw left town. It'll be interesting to see whether the Giants use Barkley on returns. Usually highly drafted players who were devastating return men in college like Reggie Bush end up coming off return duties to help stay healthy in the pros. The Bronx boy, oh boy, that sounds really good. brings upper-tier versatility and big play speed to the Giants' offense. At 6 foot, 233 pounds with 4.40 speed, Barkley can handle high-volume touches in the run game and create matchups as a receiver out of the backfield. Giants GM Dave Gettleman thought Barkley was the best player in the draft. He hadn't seen a player like this in 30 years, he says. He had Barkley as his highest-ranking player on draft day since Peyton Manning. No Giants running back in history has scored as many as 150 fantasy points in his rookie season. Barkley should get there and tack on another 100-plus on his 2018 tally. So excited, like a kid on Christmas morning. The Jets traded up to grab essentially the guy that many people thought, myself included, would go number 1. But Gang Green shouldn't rush Darnold into the lineup. He had only 24 college starts. He's only 20 years old, and he needs some reps. When he's ready, play him. When will Darnold be ready? That'll be the big question to start. Todd Bowles said there's no timetable. The sooner he plays, the better. Added Bowles, we're not going to throw him out there, but at the same time, we're not going to hold him back either. Teddy Bridgewater could be the odd man out. If he's not the number 1 or the number 2, what's the point in keeping him? He's trade bait for the Jets. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for my final thoughts on Saquon Barkley. The Bronx boy is coming home. He might have been a Jets fan growing up, but Barkley is a Giant now. He'll look good in this kind of blue, too. He was touched by the hand of God, frankly, Giants GM Dave Gettleman said per the New York Daily News. And yes, I think like Gettleman. I'm not sure any of the big 4 quarterbacks in this draft become Hall of Famers, but I do think Barkley will. He reminds me of Barry Sanders with some LaDainian Tomlinson in him, too. And I do see Super Bowl in the Giants' future. Throughout the draft process, Big Blue's new chief has insisted his goal was to take a future Hall of Famer with the number 2 overall pick, regardless of position, not pigeonhole his team by forcing a quarterback that high. By his own assessment, Gettleman hit it out of the park. I haven't seen a guy like this in a long time, and I've been running around doing this for 30-plus years, Gettleman said of Barkley. He is the unanimous best player in the draft. Gettleman called Barkley a touchdown maker. The Penn State product had 53 total touchdowns in 3 college seasons, a school record. He also described the notion that taking a running back at number 2 was poor positional value as a crock. The decision to draft Barkley instead of the heir apparent to Eli Manning will set the tone for years to come. Do you love the pick as much as I do? Hit me up on Twitter at The Voice Bobby C. Share your thoughts. That's your sports. Stay tuned.
We are there, day 1, with baby names and a gift that lasts a lifetime. We are there as you grow, protecting you and those you love. And we are there as you start your next chapter. We are with you through life's journey. We are Social Security, securing today and tomorrow. Get to know us at socialsecurity.gov.
This video produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
If you want to stay in the know about the latest happenings en español, check out Diálogo Abierto, BronxNet's own Spanish show, Wednesdays 6:30 p.m. on Channel 67. The latest in news, arts, culture, politics, and what's going on in your neighborhood. Diálogo Abierto, the best way to stay connected in Spanish. See you there. Te esperamos.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. Don't forget, always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNet TV. While you're there, tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. So our Open Artist Spotlight features a funky band that has elements of hip hop, R&B, and even rock. Well, their music captivates with their eclectic sounds. And joining us now to share more about the band along with upcoming music, please welcome the lead man, Coast.
Thank you for having me here today.
Oh, we look forward to having you on every year.
Thank you.
Your journey has been one for us to just kind of take in as if though we're a part of it. So thank you for always coming back and making sure you share with our viewers.
It's an honor.
Yeah, I mean, you've traveled throughout the United States, and I know you've got some great stuff coming up. So let's talk a little bit about where you're at now.
Where I'm at now, we're working on a new album. I have a band called Track 7. All musicians are from the Bronx, so we represent the Bronx. And it's going to be like a love book.
A love book?
A love book.
All right, so, I kind of mentioned that your music it's mixed, right? And so just with that, let's just go to the origins of how you were able to, I guess, find the inspiration to fuse. Because, I mean, you guys are going to get a taste of it in a bit, but it's really, really unique and really funky. And so we're really happy to share you with our viewers.
Thank you.
How did you get there? How did you get to that
So I
place?
started as a solo artist. As everybody in BronxNet know, I'm on the Bronx CD. That we dropped a few years back with our good friend Michael Nabi. And I just felt like having live musicians will separate myself from like the rapper realm. So we decided, I had a couple of meetings with my cousin, and we just got a whole bunch of musicians together. And playing with a band is definitely a great feeling on stage. You put all these elements together of like different sounds, and it's just awesome.
And so I remember last year when you visited us, you were traveling throughout the United States, and now this year, I know you're going to be performing at the festivals. So where are you now as far as your new creations?
Right now, we're currently working on an album. Hopefully, we drop it this summer. But right now, we're just in the studio, and also doing shows in New York City, which will start next month and throughout the summer. But we really focusing on this new music.
Yeah, and so what kind of music is it that you're focusing on? Is it more hip hop? Is it more R&B, or is it the whole? Are you doing an entire album, or is that even the right term anymore?
Yeah,
right?
we're working on an album, and
Okay.
it's a whole bunch of different genres. I don't like to separate myself with one genre, but it's kind of like a world of different sounds and music. So it's going to be very interesting.
So when you package yourself, though, how do you market that, right? Because you've got all these different genres and fused into one.
Well, I think the most important part is the message that we're spreading, and that's I like to call myself the voice of the voiceless. I dropped a music video last month. It's called "Try and the Fail," and I have a video guy who went from Angola to Ferguson to everywhere in the world that there's pain and suffering. So it's all about the unification of the people, and that's what Track 7 Band represents. And he has footage, like my face is not on the video. It's like kids in Angola that are suffering, or the Ferguson in St. Louis and stuff like that. So it's very eye-opening, and it's all about equality and the unification of the people, really.
That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. Like, we're talking about bringing light into the places that are maybe overlooked, right?
Yes.
Which is why you consider yourself the voice for the voiceless, right? Of the voiceless.
The voice of the Bronx.
The voice of the Bronx, that too, because you represented the BX.
Yes.
And so, where can people get your music? Is it on iTunes?
Yeah, you could go to www.track7band.com. You can find our Instagram, our Twitter, our Spotify. Everything is on that website, and you could take a listen and give us a comment. Tell me what you guys think about it.
So before we go out, just because we kind of tapped into the waters of just bringing messages in, so where do you think we are right now in what the world needs to focus on in healing?
I think that this is just one thing. It's just
Well,
one
there's
thing.
always something, but
And
like,
that-
what do you think is the primary place or focus of healing that we should all be
Feeling?
focusing on?
It's just like one word, like I said, and it's love. You know, everybody's just like have so much hate. You know, this world should be. We all should be free and happy. You know, and helping one another. But it's love. So that's why I'm focusing this next album on love.
Right. What you call it? You said it was going to be a
love story, a love book.
story, a
Yeah.
love book, a
Yeah.
love book. I like that. A love book.
It's all about love. You know.
I agree. I'm with you. Yeah. One love, cause.
Yes.
So nice to have you here again.
Don't forget, my peoples of the Bronx will be on 116th. 116th, they honoring people in the community that helped with the hurricane in Puerto Rico. It's called Levanta Puerto Rico.
Nice.
Shout out to Jerry and Calvin Stevens over on 116th. We'll be playing the Daily News stage, so you guys can all come and more than welcome to check out Track 7 in the 116th Festival.
Yeah, that's June 9th. All right, awesome. But we're going to get a taste of them in a few. So we're going to take a quick break, but then when we return, Kos is going to rock it out with Track 7 Band. So don't go anywhere.
I'm only 17, but I know about investing. Believe in something, buy shares in it, watch it grow. So, what if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. I could be one of the first college graduates from my family, the first philanthropist from my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there's a second and a third. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow. My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. It's now time for this week's Open Artist Spotlight. Here to perform the try and the fail, we welcome Track 7 Band.
Can I get all y'all to clap like this? Why y'all just don't join me? It's so beautiful today, man. Yeah. It feels so good, don't you agree? Kept trying, kept failing, game plan kept changing, dreams fading, started hesitating. Couldn't deal with agitation, it only led to the aggravation of not having nothing. The ones who had some things was stunting, bluffing. Had to create my own path, my own luck. Found my plug to make them bucks, no longer stuck in the mud, in the rut, in the back of the bus. Never gave up, listen to pop, get my head up. Got knocked down, I had to get up, never let up. I had to be tough or bite the dust. Either or, the poor still lost. Got love from corner stores, from the print, from the when my heart was gone, when my heart was torn. Cause nobody cared, nobody shared, my vision impaired. Couldn't believe what happened to me. Wanted to be a baseball player, dream shattered. Everything after didn't matter. All the negativity played a factor. No solutions, no answer. A total disaster. Picked up the pieces, the hunger, the pain I mastered. The moment my mother passed away of cancer made me a stronger man with a stronger hand. It's really hard to understand. If it's God's plan, then it's God's plans. I left my troubles in God's hand. I abandoned the bad in the back of the past, from the back of the class. As a matter of fact, I use these words that I rap to counterattack. I believe in change. I believe we can make a better way. I believe we can do it. If we really pursue it, let's do it. Let's stop playing the games they want us to play. All I could do for now is get on my knees and
it's to try, fail, blood, sweat, and dumb tears. Don't give up, it'll be alright. As long as you got life, you can put up that fight.
Sing it!
It's to try, fail, blood, sweat, and dumb tears. Don't give up, it'll be alright.
As long as you got life, you can put up that fight. Yeah! Sing it with me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can I hear y'all? Yeah, yeah. Put it in the sky one time, Bronx Net. Let me hear you say yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's about peace and love, y'all. Peace and love. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Put it in the air one time. And it goes like this.
It's to try, fail, blood, sweat, and dumb tears. Don't give up, it'll be alright.
Don't give up.
Give up that fight.
Hey,
it's to try, fail, blood, sweat, and dumb tears. Don't give up, it'll be alright. As long as you got life, you can put up that fight.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you, Bronx Net.
One love, yes. Track 7 Band, everyone. Woo! Once again, for more on the Track 7 Band, visit their website, track7band.com. And also, you can catch them June 9th at the Northeast's largest Latin festival, the 116th Street Festival in the heart of El Barrio. All right, that's it. That's all we got. That's all we got for you guys. Thanks to all our guests who are coming through, and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you have missed any part of the show, you can check out the cablecast tonight and 24 hours a day by going to bronxnet.tv. I'm Rhina Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor. Yes, Track 7! Thank you.